morning's theme was chosen by our Brussels chapter. Yes, we have a chapter in Brussels. It's surreal. And we were starting to think who in the Minneapolis-St. Paul community would be a really good person to speak about this theme. And we thought of Chris. Chris has been a buddy of a couple of ours for a long time. You might know him from a lot of different projects he's going to talk about this morning. So I don't even know where he's sitting. Where is Chris? Oh, you're right in front of me. All right, let's welcome Chris to the stage.
Hi. Can you guys hear me? All right. Good morning. Look at all of us. We're all up and awake, drinking coffee. I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be in the creative community of the Twin Cities. I'm always in awe of how much of like a powder keg of creative energy is in this city, in these cities. And I do hope we can collaborate more together to make our city better together. I think this is really the crew that's going to do it. Yeah, they told me that I'm going to do surrealism stuff, and okay, you know, I guess I'm kind of a strange person. I have a Salvador Dali tattoo. I don't know if that qualifies me. I just want to say thanks. I want to say thanks to Drew, wearing the big goofy hat over there, and Tom for inviting me, and the Science Museum for hosting. It's beautiful, and all you guys for being here. You know, my creative life is not like I don't have a degree in art. Have not trained really. My parents are like, get a real job. You know, so like literally, I became a teacher. I taught high school for 15 years, just freshly done with that as my new job as an art person. But I did teaching because, you know, theoretically I could do like 3 months a year. I could try to make art. So that was like the hustle for a long time in my life was like teach, get the money, and then like spend 3 months trying to do art stuff. And then I did that forever, and finally it got to the point in my life where I was just like, you know, I'm 40, I'm getting old. If I don't go like full tilt boogie once in my life on this art thing, I don't think I ever will. So that's probably why I'm finally standing here. But it's a circuitous path. I'm going to tell you a couple stories, and maybe they'll be surreal. Okay, so this is a photo of Derek Jeter. Anyone know Derek Jeter? If you're a baseball fan. So years ago, I think it was 2009, some baseball fans can correct me, but the Yankees and the Twins were playing in the playoffs. It was a big deal. And my roommate was a huge baseball fan. She grew up here, huge Twins fan, had to go to the playoffs. She's like, if you're living in this town, you gotta go to the playoffs. You're going to the playoffs with me, come on, let's go. Went with her to the playoffs. So I'm sitting there, you know, I got my popcorn, I got my beer, watching the baseball game. And out on the field comes a dude, and the entire stadium erupts with like negativity. I'd never seen so much negativity focused on one head in my life. And it was like amazing. I'm like, Becky, what's happening? And she's like, well, that's Derek Jeter. He scored a home run on us. We all hate him. Okay. We hate this guy. And as the innings went, you know, I was like, I just couldn't get over that giant energy blast. And I was like, you know, I just want to like somehow sample that or like gather it or something. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to like pass like his face around the stadium and have it come back to me and see what that thing looked like. And I couldn't shake the idea. So I went home that night and I learned that they were playing again the next day. So I thought, okay. So I found this photo on the internet, and I went to the copy shop. I made hundreds of copies. And I got a couple clipboards and a back pocket full of Sharpies. I headed back down to the stadium. And I just sat down in front of the gates. I just said, deface Derek Jeter, deface Derek Jeter. And people would just come up, and I got hundreds of these quickly. You know, and they ranged, you know, because there's all sorts of, people exercise all sorts of demons in different ways. So, I mean, some of them were I think very creative. Some people took some time, but mostly there was just a lot of this. A lot, mostly this. Some other creative kind of stuff. So I had a whole lot of these, and time went on. Let me see where I was. Okay. Time went on, and there was an art gallery out east that was like I wanted to apply to. I was trying to get myself out there, and they wanted like samples of work. So I'm like, okay. Oh, I did leave this out. While we were getting all these done, people would ask me, well, what are you going to do with these? And I had not really thought of that. And someone said, we should send it to the Yankees. Like, I hear you, fans. I will do that. I will send, this will complete the project. We'll close the loop, we'll send this to the Yankees. So, but I hadn't done it, right? I had taken all these, I put it in a file, and now I had the impetus to okay, so I went and got bound to do a book. And I sent it off to this art gallery in New Jersey. And with a return envelope on it. But instead of returning it to me, I said, Yankee Stadium in New York City. All right, so then I was able to get my book, I sent it off on its way, and I'm happy, I feel completion. Life goes on. How many of you know the Soap Factory? Oh my God, that's like a third of you. This is like my life for a long time. The Soap Factory is a beautiful institution. It's on its death knell right now. And I strongly encourage all of you to investigate the Soap Factory, support the Soap Factory, bother the mayor, save the Soap Factory. We have 5 months. I've dedicated an ass ton of my life to this place. I'm going to talk about this. Well, okay. So you're seeing the back lot of the Soap Factory. Now this is on St. Anthony, Maine, by the Stone Arch Bridge. Yeah. Okay. Now this beautiful open field used to be where we did the 10-second film festival. Has anyone heard of the 10-second film festival? A couple of you guys. Hey. It was a really fun film festival. It happened in 2000, I think 5. I don't know. It was at that time when cell phones were just coming out with video functions, and other things had video functions, and the quality was really low. And your phone couldn't really handle video. It could do 10 seconds worth of video at a time, and the quality was crappy. It was just a kind of a charming little time of technology. So we built a film fest around it to you send us 10 seconds unedited films of anything you want, right? And then we figure out categories and do stuff with it. This is our little logo. Here's an example of the kind of films we got. I mean, this one actually won one year. What we do is, it was okay, so, it was more of a carnival atmosphere, because we were right after the 4th of July. So down in St. Anthony, Maine, there's all these fireworks. So there's all these people just there anyway. And when the fireworks stop, everyone has to line up to get in their car, and it's a long, terrible way to leave. So we figured, why don't we just make a show happen and let them drink beer, and they'll stay. And they did. They stayed. Thousands of people were coming to this thing. We sold tons of beer, which was a fundraiser for the Soap Factory. So we made some money for the Soap Factory, and it was good. Lots of people. Look at that. Lots of people. So how this works is this happens on 4th of July, and I asked for the due date for all these films on June 13th, which is my birthday. So I just get done with teaching. Teaching ends in June 9th, and then I wake up one morning for my birthday, and my inbox is full of these strange films. I get to look through them all. It's just wonderful. So as I'm curating all these films that are coming in, I get a letter from a lawyer. And I don't think I've ever had a letter from a lawyer before. And it said, "Dear Mr. Pennington, you have a video of chickens. And this chicken video, you should not have. This was illegally sent to you, and we, ceased and desist on your chicken videoing. Oh, geez, look at it. So I'm, scrolling through the emails trying to find this chicken video. Be like, okay, put that in the do not pile, and knock at the door. Okay, so I go to the door, and there's two dudes. They're up in my walkway in their jackets, and I open the door, and they say, "Are you Chris Pennington?" I say, "Yes, it's me." They're like, "FBI." Flash the badges and everything. And I look at them, I say, "Is this about the chicken video?" And they're like, "What chicken video?" So I'm like, yeah, sorry, but, and then followed with, "What's your relation to Derek Jeter?" Okay, that's it. And so, as time passed, right, between these moments, the Jeter repeater had lived a little life of its own. And it had gone to New Jersey to the gallery, and the gallery had perused my fine work and decided to pass on Chris Pennington, and then sent the Jeter repeater to the Yankees. And it arrived at the Yankees. Now, the problem is I didn't include any information about the Jeter repeater to the Yankees. It was just like the thing. And they assumed it was the work of one lone madman. They called the FBI. Well, they called the cops, and then the cops called the FBI because, and they sent the FBI to this poor art gallery in New Jersey. And then shook them down, and they rolled over and gave me up. And then these two guys actually didn't come to my house first. They went to the house of my roommate's parents, Becky, and shook them down about it. And finally they arrived. What's your relation to Derek Jeter? I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about the Jeter repeater. You admit it?" "I do. I do admit that. You drew all those pictures of penises all over that guy." I drew a single picture, man. That was the fans of the Twins. Didn't draw one of them. And they asked me, "Do you still, do you have any remnants?" I'm like, "Well, I do have the originals." "Can we see them?" "Yeah, well, yes, you can." So I go to my room, go to my file cabinet, get my folder Jeter repeater. I come back to the kitchen. I find now they're both standing up with their hands behind their back, like they're gonna come into the newsie or something. With my Jeter repeater, seriously. I showed them the Jeter repeater. They said, "We'd like to confiscate this." I said, "I would not like you to do that." And they said, "Okay." And they let me keep it. One thing that struck me about them, they weren't tough guys, they were like lawyers. They felt like lawyers. But they let me keep it. And so I guess the lesson that I wanted, that's kind of a surreal story. I was told that I couldn't go to a Yankees game anymore, and I couldn't go to New York. That was a while ago. I haven't tried though, so maybe it's true. But for your viewing pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, the Jeter repeater. I don't know if this has ever really been seen by anyone besides that one gallery in New Jersey. So, yeah. Okay, so there's that story. Back to the soap factory. Oh, by the way, I want to say, if you guys have questions or whatever, we don't have to wait to the end. You know, if you want to raise your hand, if you got a question or a comment, just interrupt me, it's fine. Okay. Throwing that out there.
What about the chicken video?
Oh, the chicken video. Well, the chicken video was a guy that was working as a key grip for the Tyson chicken commercial. He was in the room, they were shooting the commercial, they had all these chickens sitting on stairs, and he made the video of all these chickens sitting on, and he thought it was a great video. It was just weird, but I couldn't include it in the 10-second film festival. Sure winner, but... Okay, so let me talk about Soap Factory again. I used to volunteer here a lot, thousands of hours, and the Soap Factory was a very raw space, like nothing else in the city. It was like everything a suburban kid wanted from an urban art environment. It was wonderful and charming and dirty and filthy, and there was like no rules. It was awesome. I wanted to live there always. And the basement of this building was just a wasteland. There was no power, there's no electricity, there's like sewers just empty into the basement. It's just like an ecosystem down there. And no one really went down there. Mostly people just took like art garbage and just shoved it down there. And like you'd find weird debris from art lives past, and it was just kind of a catacomby, nasty bit of space that pretty much no one entered. One day, I was at the Soap Factory and I was gallery sitting. I'm sitting, welcome to the Soap Factory. And it's like a hot July day, no one's coming in. And what's happening in the gallery, in Gallery 1, is there's this guy that has chained himself to one of the support beams, and he's dressed in a suit and tie, and he has metal tools and 3 boulders of different rocks from quarries in Minnesota. And his job is to, using his hand tool, pummel these boulders into dust. That was what he was doing. And he was spending a week doing it, and he was living there. He was just chained in, and he was sitting there in a cot, and he had a girl photoing, and it was just me and this guy for hours, right? And no one's coming in, and I eventually just said, hey man, I was just wondering what was in that basement, and I said, hey man, do you mind if I just kind of like explore this for, go ahead, you know? Go down in the basement, I'm looking around, and I could hear him being like, tink! And like, so for some reason, they gave me strength. I could hear the dude, and it made me have more courage to keep going. All I had was a big lighter, but I went through that basement, big lighter, and it was a huge, catacomb, scary-ass basement. And there was times when I was in that far back room, and the people that know the Soap Factory know what I'm talking about. That place is off the charts with crazy energy. And I was in that back room, and I felt freaking enveloped, like surrounded with my little big lighter. Being like, this is the craziest place ever. And I got out of there being like, that needs to be a haunted house. You don't need to do anything. You just go down there and be like, oh my God! Idea stuck, right? And so like there's this volunteer biennial Soap Factory. If you volunteer, it was all volunteer based, but if you spend your time volunteering, you could hang your art up for a show. And so for the volunteer biennial, we decided that we were going to build a haunted house down in the basement, and that'd be our part of the show, right? So like everyone's in the gallery, in the top floor gallery, but our stuff's going to be in the basement. We got really excited about it, we wanted to do it, and we started building it. What would be known in the haunted basement community as Year Zero. This is us. That's me in the Freddy Krueger sweater, and that's Aaron Wojak, a very dear and close friend of mine. He's out in San Francisco as a photographer, actually making it as a photographer in San Francisco. Check it out. That's like a rare bird. So we got together. That's like we took portraits of each other, this is about the same time. That's me actually in the haunted basement. We started building this thing. We started in the summer, and we basically just spent months taking thousands of square foot of area and like trying to make it creepy and good, trying to get how we're gonna get people. We wanted to make it super scary. We wanted to break people. Because the place was so damn scary, guys. It was so scary anyway. That just working the haunted house was freaking terrifying. Just sitting there. Okay, so we knew it was gonna be great. We just needed to build the damn thing. So we're building out. It's getting better and better. We're getting more and more excited. The show's like 6 days away from opening. Dumb luck. Fire marshal came to inspect some sprinklers, walked right into the basement, saw all our shit, and was like, no way, no how. We got 6 days before we open. We've advertised. You know, it's been, we worked for the next 3 days, like dogs. I mean, we're talking about like blowing holes in the floor, blowing holes in the wall, building new stairwells, building egress path, whatever we needed to. They humored us for a couple days, and then finally just looked at me in the eye, and he's like, it will not happen this year. It's over. Dead. It was like, I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, where you're like ramped up to launch and it just blew up. Totally sucks. We lost thousands of dollars, me and Wojak. We're not rich people. This was like a huge amount of money for us. And the thing just died on the runway. And it was bummed out. And we licked our wounds for about 4 months. Let's see. If there's any chestnuts I can give you about this experience, sorry to do this to you, I'm not like some espouser of wisdom, but I did want to, like, you know, if you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. That is freaking important, especially on these bigger projects. If you're doing them and if you have a big dream, you might need to rest. And that's an important skill to learn, so you don't undo yourself. And the other one is something I seem to say freaking all the time. It's not a mistake, but it's a lesson, right? So you just, whatever, you're gonna make mistakes, you gotta learn from it. So we hit the wall with this, but we got really intimate with the fire marshals, we got really intimate with the city of Minneapolis. I mean, and they kind of felt bad, because I was literally totally depressed by not being able to do this. And I did everything I could to get this off the ground, and he had to like tell me, like hose me off with cold water and be like, down, down. But he felt bad, and the next year, he's like, let's work together 6 months out and get what you need. And he was cool, and they were very helpful, and they allowed us to open. And we opened the next year, and this time it wasn't part of the volunteer banner, we just did it for a separate thing. Whoops. This is from 2009. When we opened in 2007, we got a great write-up by Tom Morgan from the Star Tribune, who said it was the scariest thing he'd ever experienced. He screamed like a little girl with pigtails. And the line went out the door. The line was so long that I was working at North High School at the time. I was a high school teacher special at North High School. Pretty tough school. I had to call the Brood Squad from North High School to come and work the line, because there was fights breaking out in the line. Because the line was blocks long, and they were drinking in the line, waiting. It got unruly. It was day and day and day. We were running this thing for... Okay, so it was very popular. That was the good part. And we were scary as hell. And we were able to get... We had a safe word. It was uncle. I can't tell you, it's the greatest joy to have someone say uncle. Under your watch. That was the gold star. Right? And if you're down working in the basement, you want to collect them. To me, it was the only paycheck. Not only was this a fun kind of collaborative art project, it's still alive today. It's still going. It's like year 12 of it now. It's its own nonprofit. It hires and employs artists. It runs its own deal. But when it was at the soap factory, it was contributing $350,000 in the month of October. That money went directly to operations for the soap factory and provided the staff health care. That's surreal. That blew me away. That we're making this crazy thing in garbage in the dark. And now people have health care. And I was like, so that was a big awakening moment for me about the power that we really do have to make something happen. You guys remember this? It doesn't seem like that long ago. Occupy Wall Street, the economic collapse of 2008-9. This had a lot of effects in the art world. I know there's a lot of art folk here that know this. A lot of our cultural institutions, especially the small and medium-sized ones that were grant-based, grant-dependent, became endangered. Many of them died because the foundations that fund the grants lost a third of their nest egg. And they ended up changing the rules about how grants work. And it made being a nonprofit that's grant-reliant dangerous. And we're still feeling the aftershocks of that moment today. I made a short little list. Who's my girls that I'm missing? Bedlam, Intermediate Arts, Soap Factory, now Heart of the Beast. These are like the lifeblood of our creative worlds here. They're all folding. Because of this, partially in large part to grant dependency. Like I said, I was a teacher, and we have to write a lot of grants for teaching, to get freaking pencils and stuff. If you want to go on a field trip, you have to write a grant to Target to get a bus. It's ridiculous. But you know about grants, and the art world knows about grants too. So out of desperation, one thing me and my wife kind of figured out, don't hold a bake sale, build a bakery. It's really freaking true. Don't put Band-Aids on it, right? It's so hard. If we can get ahead of it and build a revenue stream that can support what you're trying to do that's consistent, that you're not on the high seas of the grant cycles, that could be a really stabilizing force for the art community. So that was one of the driving factors to create Can Wonderland. Anyone here been to Can? Hey, yo, dude, that's the most popular one yet. Awesome. I'm glad you guys there. Thank you for patronizing it. Thank you for your patience. It's a growing baby, and it's going to be getting better too. So thank you for loving on it. So Can, based off the Walker Art Center model of art-based miniature golf, why not just do it all the time? Why not put some gear on that, and then put some stages up so we can, basically bring the money in and then take the money and pay the artists. How about that for a cycle? So we're going to try to build that, and with the help of so many funders, so much grants, so much cobbling together, all the economics. It took us 4 years to get the thing off the ground. Longer, really. But we're alive. We just actually celebrated our second year a couple days ago. And we're a public benefit corporation. We're not a nonprofit. We're not a for-profit, we're a public benefit corporation. We're Minnesota's first public benefit corporation. What that means is you have the economic strength of a corporation, but you have the heart of a nonprofit. It's kind of how I believe it is. That you have a social mission. We have a responsibility to our communities. What's ours? To be an economic engine for the arts. So we're supposed to take the money in and throw it back out. And a proud thing I want to do is pat myself on the back a little bit. In our first year, we turned a profit in our first year. Really hard to do for those people that are starting businesses. Really hard to do. Keep your chin up, guys. It's hard. And 2, we paid out over $470,000 to local artists in year 1. I'm freaking proud of that. So, this is just a sampling of the kind of crap we do. We got the mini golf and stages, and New Year's Eve's in the middle there, and all these arcades. But what I hope Can to be is like, I want to be a culture bus stop, right? Like, I feel that my job as creative director is to like harvest the great talents of the Twin Cities and put them on display, so when your dear Aunt Alice comes to visit from Sheboygan, you'll take her to me, and I can show off you, right? That's really what I want to do. I want to collaborate with you guys, I want to collaborate with you guys more. I have to admit, I look out in this audience, I see like 5 people I know, and it shocks me because I'm supposed to be part of the creative fabric here. You know, I've been stuck under a business and little children, so if I don't know you, I'd like to know you. I want to know all about what you guys are doing, and I want to collaborate with you. My whole point is to basically be a bragging post for St. Paul, Minneapolis, to the country. My job is to pump this town up nationally. I want to show what we do here. And it's amazing. If it's up to me, we're top 3 art city in the country. We have more art muscle per capita. We have so much freaking talent here. It's breathtaking. It's inspiring to me. I just want to be your cheerleader from this point forward. That's really what Can's supposed to do. I just want to throw this up there. I'll let you guys read it. This was spoken on this stage maybe 2 years ago by Chris Cloud, another Twin Cities kid who's now out in Santa Fe working for Meow Wolf. And he's talking about collaboration and how giving up yourself into collaboration creates something greater. And that's so wise and so hard to do for so many of us, to reach across to someone that's another creative person. You're surrounded by creative people right now. I mean, hey, just do me a favor. I want you to think of your favorite food. What's your favorite food? All right. I want you to, everyone around you, I want you to pound them and say your name and what your favorite food is. Okay, go. Favorite artist, number 1. I know it's hard to choose. Choose anyway. Ready? Talk about it and pound. So you remember the names of the people. Here twice. Say the names again, and then pound them on the favorite artists. Go. Is the hardest part of collaboration. Give a little piece of information in your name, okay? Shake a hand, make a friend. Okay? If this community can weave together like that, you're going to see so many interconnections. It's going to blow your mind about what is capable of your art and what you can do with the people directly around you at this table today. You guys should take advantage of that. We should all be taking advantage of that. We should all be collaborating more. It's a beautiful thing to do. And I think, selfishly, for guys trying to promote the Twin Cities art scene, it gives me tons of ammunition to throw at the country. So help me, help you. Build awesome crap together. And okay, This is a little different. This is kind of strange. I don't even know if I want greatness. I know that, Make America Great Again, that hat stuff's kind of sullied the idea of greatness, but I do like this word a lot. What's wrong with greatness? It's great. How many of you guys have seen, this is the last thing I'm going to say, how many of you guys have seen, this new Ford plant, the development is happening on the Ford plant. They took the whole Ford plant and tore it down. It's 100, I just, kind of fascinated by this project. It's 135 acres, right? And they're going to build a thing there, like a city, kind of. Now, I was looking at that, well, geez, God, that's huge. It's basically the size of Rolla in Wisconsin. It's like a whole small town in Wisconsin. They're just going to boom, right in St. Paul. Perfectly graded bedding, ready for a thing to just drop on it. Well, how much are they going to spend? They're going to spend $1 billion to make this little community, right? What did they come up with? Go check it out. See what they came up with. And if you're the planner for that, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to diss you, but when I looked at it, right, I'm like, it's good. Maybe it's even very good. But am I going to take my Aunt Mary there? Am I going to be like, I want you to see these giant condo developments. I want you to see how neatly they stack them in rows. Welcome to my city. Right? It becomes like, so it was a huge missed opportunity. So as we kind of go off into the world, I just want to have you guys think about, what could you do to add to the greatness of the cities? What can you do to collaborate with each other to add to the greatness of the Twin Cities? That's what I got for you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me talk to you for so long.